Okay, so today we're gonna learn proportions. So proportion is two ratio equivalent to each other. Two ratio are equivalent to each other. Okay, so let me give you some proportion example. Is 2/5 is the same with 8/20. So when you simplify 8/20 by 4, you will have 2/5. So they are the ratio equivalent to each other. And then 400 calorie to one burger is the same with 1,200 calorie to three burger. And then they are 3 times different. And then when you simplify 1,200 to 3, it will be the same with 400 to 1. Okay, next one is 16/20 is the same with 44/55. So let's reduce these two numbers. So 16 and 20, I will divide it by 4. And then 20, I will divide it by 4. I will get what? 4/5. 4/5. And then 44 and 55, I divided by 11. 44 divided by 11, I got 4. 55 divided by 11, I got 5. So they are both equivalent to 4/5. So which is they are the same. So proportion is almost always written in fraction form. Okay. Proportion can be used to solve all kinds of problems. Example, solve for x in each proportion below. So we have learned this one in 6th grade. We're gonna do a quick review how to do cross multiply to solve proportion. Okay, so we have x/15 equivalent to 8/20. So we're gonna cross and multiply. So we do either way will be good. You can do 20 times x first, and then you do 15 times 8 later. Or this example right here, they do 15 times 8 equivalent to 20 times x. Is this the same with what I just write down? So again, it's cross multiply. So we're gonna multiply the two number together. So we have 15 times 8 is what? How much is 15 times 8? 120. And then 20 times x is still 20x. Now it's become one-step equations. So to isolate the variable, you're gonna do the inverse operation. So what is the inverse of multiplication? Division, right? So divide on both sides. So your x will be 20/20 is 1x. Your x will be equivalent to 60. So I will highly recommend you to start with the variable and cross multiply them. So I will start with the one that have variable a 20x. So everything x usually on the left side and the constant usually on the right side. That usually we see it in unit 2. So I want you to continue to do that. Start with the variable. So again, the left and the right is the same. We come to 120, but you know you're gonna divide 20 on both sides, inverse operation. But I highly recommend you to start with the one that have the x, the variable. So that we just finished learning how to cross multiply, and also we have 2 different methods that if you think you can do it, you understand it, the relationship side-to-side method, you can do it. For example, I have 5 over 3 equivalent to x over 6. You know that 3 go into 6 2 times, right? So if 3 goes 6 2 times, 5 will go into the x 2 times. So we have 5 times 2, your x will be 10. And how can we check your work? If you want to check your work, you can plug it in here. 10 in here, 10 over 6 in here, and then reduce it, you will have 5, 3, which is this one. So x equals 10 is good. All right, and next we have up and down method is how many times that 2 go into 12? 6 times. So 6 times. So 7 going to x will be 6 times as well. So 7 times 6 will be 42. Okay, so remember the arrow always point forward or toward the variable. Okay. All right, let's practice some of these. So there are more than one way to solve for x. So you can use cross product, or you can use side to side or up and down method. So we're gonna practice some of these, but you can do all cross product, cross multiply for all of these, but I will try to do all 3, and then down here you can choose whatever work for you. Okay, so let's start with solving using the cross product or cross multiply. So I'm gonna cross multiply. So I'm gonna start with the one that have the variable to cross multiply. So I will have 6 and x. So if I have 6 and x, I will have 6x. 9 and 10. 9 times 10 will be 90. Okay, so 6 times x. I'm gonna isolate the variable x, so I'm gonna do the inverse operation of times, will be dividing. So 90 divided by 6, your x will be 15. Okay, next one, I'm gonna do cross multiplication. So I'm gonna start with the one that have the variable. So I know that 10 times n. Okay, and then I have 15 times 8. What is 15 times 8? 8 times 5, 40. 8 times 1, add 4 will be 12. So 120. So I will divide 10 on both sides. My n will be 12. Okay. C, I have 4 over 6 equivalent to 6g. I'm gonna start with the one that have the variable is g and 4. So we have 4 times g equal with 6 times 6, which is 36, right? 4g equivalent to 36. You divide 4 on both sides, your g will be 9, just 9. Okay, now we're gonna use side to side method, but if you feel cross multiply makes sense and it's easier, you can do it, cross multiplication. Okay, so I know that 6 go into 24 4 times, right? If 6 go into 24 4 times, 2 go into x have to be 4 times as well. So 2 times 4, your x will be just 8. B, n over 36 equivalent to 5 over 12. Remember the arrow always toward to the variable. Okay, how many times that 12 go into 36? 3 times. So 5 going to n need to be 3 times. remember, it needs to be forward to the variable. So your n, 3 times 5 or 5 times 3 will be 15. For C, we have 21 over 27 equivalent to 7 over G. So I will have the variable. Oh, remember we do side to side method. So the number toward the variable. So how many times that 7 how many times that 7 going to 21? 3 times. But because this one is toward to G, so this will be a division, because 21 divided by 3 is 7. So 27 you also divide it by 3 because forward to the G. So 27 divided by 3, I have G equivalent to 9. And again, you can do cross multiply if you want to. Up and down method. So 3 going to 12 and 2 going to y. So 3 going to 12 4 times. 2 going to y need to be 4 times. And 2 times 4 will be 8. B, D, how many times that 8 going to 24? 3 times. So I need to time 3 for M. So your M will be 3 times 12 will be 36. For C, oh, how many times that 15 going to 3? So this is gonna be division. Okay, make sure the arrow forward to the variable. 15 divide 5 will be 3. So 35 divide 5, we get to H is 7. All right, this problem right here, you will choose a way that you like to do, either cross multiply or side to side or up and down method. Okay, you can do these 3 problems on your own and check the answer with the key.